Most people think getting pigs on a trailer is a nightmare. We're going to show you how we make it easy and stress-free for both us and the pigs.
So we raise pigs on pasture, and a part of getting them loaded up stress-free is teaching them that a trailer is just another place to eat. So today, we're moving our trailer, building a ramp, and starting the process of teaching them how to get onto the trailer so that way when it's time to take them to the processing, it's a safe and easy process.
So our first step in this is getting our trailer parked in the right spot for our pigs. You want it to be sturdy, you want it to be safe, and you want it to be where you can access it. And the pigs are really smart, so they're going to notice this change and they're going to be curious about it. Okay guys, so now what we're going to be doing, we're going to be hooking up to the cattle trailer to get it moved down there by where we need it for the pigs to get on there. So we got a 3-point hitch implement. That's how we hook up to our cattle trailer. Now we've done this with my truck in the past. However, I have a different truck that's not 4-wheel drive, and it's the dew still on this morning and kind of on like a little bit of a hill, and I know it'll spin. So just to make it easier for us, we're going to put our 3-point trailer implement on the tractor and then get it hooked up to the trailer. All right, let's get her hooked up to the trailer.
Straight back. Come back just a hair. All right, hold still. Do you have a hammer?
All right, guys, that's got the trailer in place. So now what we got to do, we got to get the electric fence here taken off because it will ground out. It will ground out on our ramp. So I'm going to undo. We have it tied in right there where we can just swing it back to that insulator there, and then we'll get our ramp in place. Just like that. And then, of course, we'll take this little post here up. And on a side note, these posts here, they don't last very long out in the summer heat, in the sun. They get brittle. But most usually they break off and they make perfect electric fence posts for pigs. So, because you don't have to have it very tall. So if you got any of these that are broke and you plan on getting pigs, keep them. Okay guys, so now what we're going to be doing is I've got to build a new ramp to put on the back of our trailer. So the one that we had before this, I just built out of basically plywood, and it lasted I think 2 years or 3 years, something like that, but it just kind of rotted away. So I'm going to try and make this one a little sturdier. I'm going to use actual boards instead of plywood, so it'll hopefully make it so it'll hopefully stand up better in the weather and to the wear and tear of the pigs going up and down it. So let's get started on that. So now I'm out here at the cattle trailer, and what we do is it's got a sliding door, as you can see. And this is how we load the pigs. This is where we have the pigs loaded. So I'm just getting a measurement right now on how wide I want this. So I know the width, and then I also need to get a measurement on the ramp bottom. And I'll show you what I'm talking about here in just a second. Okay, as you can see, it's about 30.5 inches, but I want to stay below that because I can always slide this door. So I'll probably do a ramp the width of, I don't know, about 24. Let me see what that looks like. Right there's 24 3/4. I should go wider, I think. So probably about 28. So I think 28 is probably going to be where I need to be. But before I settle on that, I'm going to measure the opening we have down in our hog lot, just to make for sure that it will fit in that, because I don't want them to have the ramp too wide and then have to adjust after that. So okay, so we're down here at the pig lot, and as you can see right here, this is where we have our opening. Now we keep it covered with a pallet. On the other side of this is also an electric fence, so they don't test it, but we do keep it with a pallet. So what we'll do when we move the trailer, and you'll see later in the video, is we'll move the pallet and we'll back the trailer right here. So here's where which is kind of grew up. I need to cut this back, but here's where we'll be putting the trailer. So this is where it's going to determine the width of my ramp. You want to call the pigs?
I already called the pigs.
Call them again.
Here, pig. Pop,
What?
look.
Yeah, seatbelt.
Pop, look at that. Look at the specks.
I see specks.
Right there.
I see that. Now, the main thing here is I do not want this to touch the electric fence, because then I will get shocked. And you might be asking, why is he using this here? Well, it's not because I'm trying to be old school. It's because I can't find my tape measure. So I think someone has taken my tape measure and not quite sure where they put it. So anyways, so let's get us a measurement here. So I can see here 28 is going to be too much. You can see here it'll be about 26, so probably I'll make it about 25. And I think I think 25 will be fine. So now that I got the width that I can use, let's get to putting it together. Let's get our we'll get our boards cut, and then we'll get it put together. Okay, so we're back here in the garage, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to be making my notches right here for it to set down on my brace, or on the bottom rail of the sliding door on the trailer first, before I put any boards on here. So I'm going to do this one first, and then I'm going to do a mirror image of that on the other board. Okay, as you can see, I just done down cuts to a certain point, and now I'll get a hammer. Well, actually, I ain't even gonna have to get a hammer. I'll just knock those off just like that. Now, if this needed to be perfect, then I'd take a chisel and I would level that off, but it don't have to be. So I'm just gonna leave it like that. So now I'm gonna set this one on top of my other one. Like so.
Pop, look.
What? Oh, well, yeah, that's going to be one of our boards. And now I'm going to mark this one. And then I'm going to mark my depth which actually, to mark the depth so I can see it, I'm gonna have to flip it. So now by doing it like this, this will be facing out to me. So I'm marking it like that. And then you'll see when I get it here on the saw. See, I've got my red lines here, and I got my depth right there. So I'm gonna get this one cut, and then we'll get her put together. So we got the bottom one just a hair bit wider, but that's gonna be fine. I think it'll be fine. The main thing is we don't want it really tight on our rail, because then our ramp won't set level. But I think I got it wide enough here where that's not going to matter. Okay, so now I'm ready to start cutting my boards to make my ramp. So the boards that the pig's actually going to walk on. So as I said earlier, the last ramp that we had, I made out of plywood. And what I found out really quick was it was not easy for the pigs to walk on. So I had to make basically little grips on it. I just used little thin boards and nailed those on there for the pigs to be able to grip. So I'm going to use a 2x4 treated, and then 1x oak, because these pigs, the barrel out there, he's probably going on 300 pounds. So you want to make sure this ramp is sturdy to hold them, but also where they can grip to walk. And I'll show you, you'll see what I'm talking about here in a minute. But I've got an oak 1x here that will be really good and sturdy, be better than poplar because it's a lot heavy, it's a lot stronger. And then I've got a treated 2x4. And so I'm gonna see how it works. I'll either do every other or every third one on the 2x4, probably every third one for the 2x4. So I'm gonna get the boards out and we'll get them cut. Then I'll show you how I'm gonna put it together. Okay, so we've got our ramp boards cut, and I don't know how well it's gonna show up. I don't know how well it's gonna show up on camera, but the 2x's here, they're designed to have a little lip right here so the pigs can catch. Now these here are a little bit thicker, but they still got a catch right here. I think it'd be just fine. So now let's get them nailed on here, and then we'll test the ramp out. Okay, you know what I think we should do instead of putting this last piece on? I think we should try it on the trailer and see if we even need it. Okay, so we got the boards screwed onto the ramp, and at the very top here, as you can see, right here, I'm leaving that. I'm going to try it on the trailer and see if I even need a board there, and if I do, I'll rip one down and put it there. So let's take it to the cow trailer and see if it works. So I think that's going to work just fine. As you can see, right there, it's not much of a step down, so I'm not going to put a board here. I'm just going to leave it and I'll step right down. The ramp is sturdy, it's going to last, and they've got the grips on here where they won't slide back. So I think that's going to be a really good ramp to get these pigs trained to go on this cow trailer. As y'all seen, whenever we built this ramp, we wanted to build it sturdy. And you'll see here in a little bit when the pigs start going up here, they got to have catches. That's what these 2x are for. Because if it rains, the pigs lose their footing and it won't work very well. So let's get the trailer backed up. The one thing I think we're going to do is just the way the land is. I think I'm going to put a pallet right here that blocks that. I don't think they'd go through there at all, but I do think I'm going to put the pallet that we have here. I'm just going to lean it up there just in case. And I think after that, we'll be ready to try to start leading them up here with feed. Like that? Is that good? Okay.
All right, so I'm going to be putting some grain on the ramp. I don't want to put it down below the ramp because they'll root under it. So what I'm going to do is just sprinkle it like this, just a little bit, and they're eventually going to work their way up the ramp.
Okay guys, so I really think this is probably the best lesson that we have learned while we've had pasture pigs. Is to train them to go up on a trailer themselves. I don't know how many of you out there have ever tried to get pigs to go where you want them to go, but if you don't have basically all sides blocked and only one way for them to go, it can be very difficult, especially whenever they get full grown at around 250 to 300 pounds. But by training them to jump up or go up the ramp and then eventually jump up into the trailer by themselves, makes it so much easier. You put a little bit of feed up there, they go up there, you close the door, you can take them to processing, move them to another pasture, whatever you need to do.
All right, guys, so you noticed how we was patient with them. We let them take their time getting up here. Time is our friend in this situation. Whereas earlier this morning, they didn't want to make their way up the ramp, so we backed off, we gave them space, and then this evening we brought them out some scraps that kind of helped lure them on there some more. Between marshmallows and fried chicken, we got them loaded up, or we got 2 of them to come on up into the ramp and into the trailer to feed. We could have got behind them and pushed them, but we want to do the stress-free method of getting them onto the trailer.
So guys, listen, we really appreciate y'all following along with us on this video. If you haven't already, be sure you hit that like button and subscribe, and hopefully we'll catch you on the next one. Bye guys.